Happy holidays from London. Still here over the Christmas break. Tickets were a little expensive to go back to the States. But I wanted to do sort of a summation of the term thus far. And just general chit chat from the last couple of months. I've been here about 3 months now. And as you can see, I've gotten into the holiday spirit over here with my self-made Christmas tree on my wall. But it's been an interesting semester, having been out of college for more than a decade now. But it's been kind of nice to be back in an academic setting. Now, people have asked me if it's what I had expected when I first came back to school, but it's been so long since I've been in an academic setting, let alone overseas. So, I didn't really know what to expect when I first started this endeavor. So if you don't have any expectations, then obviously it's fair game. What I do enjoy is that researching things has become infinitely easier thanks to the internet. Not that we didn't have it back then, I wasn't that old. It's just more prevalent. Like, I can summon things on PubMed, I can go online to the Middlesex Library and ask for things. I can read everything on a tablet when I'm sitting on buses and trains, and so that's quite handy rather than lugging around textbooks and misusing and overusing a highlighter in there. Because I can just highlight electronically and delete that if I need to. May or may not have done that a few times. But thus far, what have I learned? I have learned a tremendous amount about exercise immunology. Things that I knew intuitively, but never really put a name to it. Obviously athletes are potentially going to get sick if they change their environment or, they travel, all those various factors. In point of fact, I actually have an assessment for my advanced ex-phys class coming up in January, where I have a case study of a perimenopausal ballet dancer, and it gives me a few other nuggets of information that I need to research, and I think I have about 40 some odd articles that I need to read regarding bone mineral density, the female triad, and other things like IGF-1, cortisol, just different aspects of what happens to athletes under different circumstances. Many of these papers were written and researched by my actual teacher, so obviously she's going to be quite knowledgeable about the subject, so this is something that I really have to knock out of the park, and the first draft is due the day we get back to class. So, needless to say, I'll be doing a lot of reading over this break. We got a few more weeks yet, but if I can get that done ahead of time, that would be great. Biomechanics has been a blast because that's kind of where my head is anyway. We learned how to use the various pieces of equipment within the lab. The only thing we haven't actually touched on yet is the use of force plates. However, I have recently done a little bit of pilot testing for what's going to be my dissertation. Did a little bit of pilot testing where we used the force plates. So that's kind of awesome to start, understanding how that goes, and being able to look at the data there. There was a tremendous amount of looking at statistics and the software that you use to do statistical analysis, anything from Excel to MATLAB, where I feel like I'm learning how to hack the internet because I'm writing codes to do all of my data analysis, but that's kind of cool because it streamlines it, which is quite nice, provided that I input the code correctly, which is just a learn by doing kind of a thing. Once you know how to do it, it's actually kind of fun. Please forgive me for saying statistics is fun, but that was kind of fun. But it's learning how to use motion capture, learning how to use EMGs, learning how to administer the various protocols for all of these. So it's actually a lot of fun, especially once Dr. Miller was just like, hey guys, this is our lab for the day. When you guys get to class, you need to start setting up. So, I mean, I appreciate the learn by doing aspect rather than like the monotonous step-by-step type stuff. Like, hey, here's how it is. All right, next class, you're setting it up, go. I think you learn a lot better, kind of trial by fire there. Research methods was interesting because it was presented in 2 different blocks of 3 days, so Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and the second round was actually Tuesday, Thursday. But it kind of teaches you how to approach the start of your dissertation, how to do the lit review, how to cite your sources appropriately, the difference between quantitative and qualitative. And then again, like this is how you use some of these software features to help aid your process. So like the semester's been pretty good. Obviously I feel like this next term is going to be quite a bit busier. I've got that assessment due in January, so I will soon be a relatively expert at bone mineral density in the female triad. Yay! Based on that, we did a DEXA, and my bone mass, thanks to being in a weight room for about 20 years, is like 30% higher than the upper limits for most females my age, so I got that going for me. But I mean, between reading all these readings for the assessment and all the reading that I'm going to need to be doing for my dissertation, so anywhere like, you know, rate of force development, post-activation, potentiation, normalizing the data, just anything that I can use when I actually start designing the study and really getting after it is going to be useful. So good thing I like reading. The other cool thing is that I will be working with my lifting coach, who's pretty awesome and very excited about this dissertation. So that'll be an awesome thing because he's way smarter than I am. Shh, don't tell him. But no, he's really awesome, and I'm going to learn a tremendous amount from him on the scientific side of things, in addition to everything I've already learned technical and programming wise from him. So it's I think it's going to be a really awesome dissertation because I'm biased and I'm allowed to say that all of my stuff is going to be amazing. Other than that, lifting has been going like lifting normally goes. Back in October, whenever I did a weightlifting meet at Brunel University, and I qualified for the English Championships, which I have now entered, and I will now be cycling to perform for, and I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to make the jump to competing as a Masters, because World Masters is in Barcelona, which would be a nice epic little side trip while living over here. And there's a few people on my team that will be able to qualify for it. And I've already gone through all the proper channels about how to make that happen and be official. And the good news is that I don't have to fly back to the US to compete, that they'll allow me to use some of these upper level British national level meets to qualify. So that's going to be quite handy. Not that I don't want to come back to the States eventually, but it would be nice to not have to travel to compete, because as we know, as we learned this semester, if I travel, I could get sick and that could impede my performance, and just weird stuff like that, like rattles around my brain. But it's been pretty awesome to live in London. We got a snow like a week ago, it dumped, I don't know, a couple inches. And in true "it rarely ever snows here" fashion, London pretty much shut down. Their buses shut down. Some of their trains shut down. I thought I was gonna have to walk from campus back to here, which I'm guessing would have taken an hour and a half. I don't know, because it takes anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour to get to campus, depending on the time of day. Obviously right now it's about 30 minutes since no one's out and about. But that was kind of awesome. I have been trying to do Christmassy things in London. So the other night we went to Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park, which is both Christmassy, like it's a Christmas market mixed with a carnival. So I had mulled wine and we had Nutella covered churros, or churros if you can roll your R's. On the way out, we saw Oxford Street, which is absolutely beautiful at night, lit up. And then other than that, tonight, with my flatmates that are still here, we're actually making a Christmas dinner. So there's going to be like seven of us or so tonight. My two Dominican Republic flatmates are still here. One of the Filipino girls is here. There's another girl right next door. She doesn't talk to us, so I don't know, but I might slip a note under her door and invite her with. But some friends are coming over. My boyfriend Julian will be here as well, so that'll be kind of exciting. And other than that, I will be ringing in the new year in London as well. But it's been a fantastic time in London so far. And I'm both excited and very excited for what the next few months are going to be and what might lie beyond. But until then, I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Cheers from London.